to be found. I know a place where you can go, where there's no one to tell you yes or no. If you just look into your heart, you will find there. That's the place to start. If you take a step and take another again, you'll find a better place to land. I know that it can be there someday. You've been waiting for. I know this life can be that one life you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Oh, 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 oh. Today could be the day. Oh, 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 today could be the day.
I'm Jerry Ingram. I'm the owner of Volunteer Home Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage broker company located in Maryville, Tennessee. I love meeting people and just being here for them. We provide all types of mortgages. You just give me a call at 865-238-7500 and online at volunteerhomemortgage.com.
It's time for Wake Up with Witcher. Here's meteorologist Mike Witcher from the East Tennessee Weather Center.
Well, before we go any further, we got to give a big happy birthday to, that's the wrong one. There we go. Happy 53rd birthday, Wade. What's up, my friend? What are we doing to celebrate your birthday today? Big shout out to Wade this morning. Of course, we always celebrate birthdays and events, right? That's what we do on this program. But when I saw it on the chat right away, we got to wish Wade a happy birthday, good friend of ours as well. So Joshua, you better take care of your dad today, you know. Better take care of your dad. It's a nice start to the day. Have you been outside yet? If you've not been outside, feels pretty darn good. Grab a cup of coffee and let's get to work with the forecast. So I'll take you outside. This is a live look from downtown Clinton, Anderson County here this morning. So we got a few clouds hanging out with us. I do think that these clouds will break up and we're going to see plenty of sunshine throughout the day. We'll call it a mix of sun and clouds today. And that's pretty much going to be the story here for this next several days. Even though this ridge is dominating the weather pattern, we still have some moisture that's kind of creeping its way back into the area. So it's nice and comfortable now. And today we are talking about near record highs. Yesterday, we topped out at 75, which is nearly 20 degrees above average for this time of the year. 75. The average is 58 degrees. We had a morning low of 53. Even Crossville made it to 74, Chattanooga 76, and Tri-Cities at 74 yesterday. All right. Let me show you what's going on in the big picture as we dive into the details on that, because we've got a big ridge of high pressure that's been dominating the weather pattern and only strengthening from here on out. And as it strengthens and this ridge continues to hang strong, we're talking about near record high temperatures. And that's why temperatures actually today will be just a few degrees warmer than what we had yesterday. The kids were like, all right, Dad, what are we doing? Are we wearing shorts today? Shorts, sweatshirts? What are we doing? Yeah, shorts and sweatshirts for sure. I mean, you could shed the jackets here. A little bit on the cool side this morning, but other than that, it's going to warm nicely. And if you happen to be outside yesterday, we were out working in the yard yesterday. I was blowing the leaves, doing some spring cleaning yesterday. And I had a sweatshirt on and shorts, and I was like, I don't really need the sweatshirt on. I kept it on, but didn't really need it. All right, so our jet stream pattern, big trough off to our west, a nice ridge that's hanging strong across the southeast. You can see north of the trough, we've got some colder temperatures expected across the Great Lakes. And inside this trough, we've got colder temperatures as well. We're going to be watching that secondary, or that trough, start to slowly head our way, as we get into the weekend and potentially as we get into next week. Another storm system is set to arrive. So high pressure, this is your 850 millibar 850 millibar depiction anyways. So at 850 millibars, we got a ridge of high pressure anchored across the southeastern coastline. That's bringing in warm air advection. So not only underneath that ridge, you get sinking air. The air, as it sinks, it compresses, it warms. warms, it's like pumping up a bike tire. If you pump it up fast enough, the tire's going to get warm, right? That's what the atmosphere does. And so that sinking air compresses the air and helps to warm it up. Then you have the lower level ridge of high pressure off to our east, and that's pulling in a southerly flow to the atmosphere. That also helps to warm us up. And that's also bringing in higher dew points. So dew points will gradually increase, which ultimately will lead to those showers and thunderstorms that are going to be heading our way. If you have travel plans here today, 60s across the Great Lakes. Kentucky is going to be in the 70s. The state of Tennessee is going to be 70s and 80s. And further to our south, mostly 80s. And again, near records. We'll talk about those records here in a second. Let's talk about the severe weather potential here, because as that trough starts to head our way, it is going to ramp up severe weather across our region. Now today, it's back off across the Great Plains. Tomorrow, it's west of the Mississippi, but we have a level 1, 2, and 3 risk for severe storms. So do anticipate, if you know anybody in Kansas City, Springfield, Missouri, St. Louis, down into, say, parts of Texas as well, we do have that risk for severe storms to ramp up. But watch this. As we get into our Saturday, Sunday time frame, the Storm Prediction Center has now added much of the southeastern U.S. under a level 1, level 2 risk. Level 2 closer to the surface low. The surface low is going to be a little bit further to the north. That's where you get a lot more rotation around that, right? But here across the state, we have a level 1. Now, for us here locally, I'm not too confident that we're going to see that. We're not looking at like widespread severe weather potential, but isolated strong to severe thunderstorms can't be ruled out. It is going to be weakening as it moves its way on through. So let's pick up our timeline here this morning at 7 o'clock. High pressure anchored, storms to our north. Not a big deal there. We are going to see partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a little bit on the breezy side throughout the day today as well. Winds are going to be gusting to about 20, 25 miles per hour. As we get into Friday morning, a nice quiet start to the day. Here comes our storm system, okay? So as we head through our day on Friday, we're going to get some moisture wrapping around this ridge of high pressure to the southeast. And so that's going to pull in moisture. Instability increases around the area. So we have some buoyancy in the atmosphere. That's what instability is. CAPE, convective available potential energy. It's what helps the air rise freely on its own. It's like taking a basketball and put it in the deep end of a swimming pool. And if you hold this basketball down in the deep end, it's going to stay there, right? But there's a lot of potential energy, because as soon as you let go of that basketball, what does it do? It skyrockets to the sky, and that's what the atmosphere does. If we can get these parcels of air to get to a certain altitude, they will rise freely on their own, and that's what's going to help to produce some thunderstorms. So can't rule out some thunderstorms, isolated in nature, no severe weather potential expected, but maybe some strong gusty winds on Friday. As we get into Saturday, here's our storm system. So if you happen to have any travel plans Saturday, Memphis, Nashville, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama, watch as this starts to work its way across the state. So the greatest potential for severe storms is going to be back off to our west. That's 7 o'clock Saturday. So we'll probably see some scattered showers and thunderstorms that could become stronger late Saturday. I would say anytime after about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then just kind of lingering Saturday night into Sunday morning. No severe weather potential at that point. And then Sunday, we start off with likely some wet conditions, but will likely improve through the day on Sunday as high pressure builds its way back in, and the storm system shifts off to our east and southeast. So I do think that Saturday is probably going to be the stormier day. Sunday is probably going to start off that way, and then we should start to see improving weather conditions throughout the day on Sunday. Rainfall potential from this storm system. So this would be Friday, chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. And then, of course, Saturday into Sunday. I think a good solid ½ an inch of rain is looking likely. Some of us may get, if you get a good little deluge, if you will, good little thunderstorm moving on through, you may get closer to an inch of rain, and much needed. Either way you look at it. Even the mountains of East Tennessee will pick up anywhere from ½ an inch to 3/4. But the general rule of thumb is most of us are probably going to see over ½ an inch of rainfall around the area. All right, as you step outside this morning, that's the big picture. That's kind of what we can anticipate here over the next several days. This morning, temperatures are trending a little bit warmer in most locations than yesterday. We've got 40s, 50s, a couple pockets of 60s to get the day started. Like I said, I took the kids to the bus stop this morning, or my youngest kid anyways. I didn't put on the jacket. So you don't really need the jackets unless you're going to be out for an extended amount of time. And then, yeah, okay, maybe for a little bit. But you can shed it quickly because temperatures will climb into the upper 70s to low 80s. Forecasting 79 degrees in Knoxville. The record is 78, set back in 2022. So we're close to tying or beating the record today. Tomorrow, I think we have a better potential of beating the record. Forecasting 82, and that's been holding pretty strong for several days. The record is 79, set back in 2022. So I think record high temperatures on Friday. Saturday, we could be tying it. The record's 80, set back in 1983. I'm still forecasting 80 degrees. And then Sunday, likely not to see those records, as we're only going for 73, and the record is 78. All right, so then we're going to cool down on Sunday and Monday. Still above average, though. Again, an average high is 58 degrees. Oh, by the way, Saturday night before we go to bed, we fast forward our clocks 1 hour. We spring forward. That's nice. Last night I was talking to my kids and I was like, hey, listen, it's dark outside right now, but come Sunday night, it's going to be light out. He's like, what? What are you talking about, Dad? I said, well, we're springing forward here. The time change. Not a big fan of it, but the time changed. I'm more of a fan of it now, springing forward than falling back. I don't know about you. All right, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to have a little bit more activity. And as we get into the latter part of next week, there is potentially another storm system on the way. So when you look at our precipitation outlook by the Climate Prediction Center, elevated precipitation chances from the 11th through the 15th, and then that may start to fade away the 13th through the 19th. But again, the 11th, 12th, and 13th time frame are the days that I'm going to be watching closely next week, which potentially could add another inch or so of rainfall to the forecast and could potentially be a little bit of a stronger storm system. So let me show you what it looks like as we look from March 11th through the 15th. Temperature outlook, we're going to stay above average. But here's that pocket of cooler air. I talked about this over the last few days. How far south does that colder air come on in? Kind of depends on how far our high temperatures go, but we could potentially be back down to those seasonal averages towards the end of next week, and spring break. Spring breaks next week as well for a lot of kids in and around East Tennessee. So Wednesday, there's the frontal boundary. So what is this frontal boundary going to do by next Wednesday, almost a week away? We'll see how it all plays out, but I do think that that is going to produce a lot of rainfall and the potential for some strong thunderstorms. And then let's see how the colder air comes on through. There's Tuesday. Here's Wednesday. Wednesday, we're going to stay on the warmer side. And then, here it comes. But again, some of the latest model guidance still keeps it a little bit further to the north of us, but will likely bring us, probably average to maybe slightly below average temperatures. I don't think it's going to last too terribly long. So we'll definitely keep you posted and see how that all plays out in the coming days. So there is the potential there. And again, I talked about it yesterday, but just kind of recap here that the average tornado risk for the month of March does increase. March, April, and May are severe weather. It's our severe weather season. So probably a good time to tell you to download the East Tennessee Weather app. I always have a way to receive weather information, notifications. And the East Tennessee Weather app does just that. Gives you watches and warnings, lightning data, interactive radar, giving you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours. So there we go, my friends, near record highs. So what are we doing today? Are we going to get out? Are we doing some spring cleaning? I got to go get some gas for the blower because I ran out of gas. Otherwise, so I can finish, blowing the leaves from last fall that I never finished getting up. So there's that, right? There's that. Let's see. Farewell Concerts 2026, Cheap Trick, Little Feat, Triumph, and Rush. I love Rush. Rush was like one of my first concerts. You love Standard Time? Yeah, Standard Time. I kind of wish they'd keep it there the entire time. Where is everyone? Where is everybody? Where'd we go? Becky, where are we? Falling back, we always have an extra hour of bar time. There we go. I love it nowadays. In bed by 9 to 10 o'clock in the evening. I'm in bed. If I could go to bed at like 7:30 at nighttime, I would go to bed at 7:30. Been doing mornings for too darn long. Let's see. What's Knox County spring break without some cold? Well, that's true. I don't think it's going to be cold per se, but it is definitely going to be on the cooler side towards the end of the week. Thanks, Seth. It almost looks like clouds. If you look closely, it's almost looks like it's got clouds on it. But I appreciate you. All right, let's get to work with those national holidays, shall we? And we'll take you back outside. Where should we go? All right, for you conspiracy theorists out there, here we go. This one's for you. Where is it? Why is it not loading? Where'd my camera go? There it is. There you go. For all you conspiracy theorists out there, those are jet contrails. Flying high in the sky, a sign of a changing weather pattern. Some would say otherwise, but I say jet contrails. I can tell you when they're going to show up. All right, national holidays for the day today. We're celebrating Wade's birthday, so happy birthday to Wade and anybody else. Let's see, you can't see anyone on your feed. What? Where is everybody? Okay, well, where is everybody then? Let me look at my feed and see what my feed says here, Becky. I don't know. Maybe everyone's posting, so it's got to be showing up somewhere. I see it. I don't know. Becky? Maybe your cell phone's all messed up. Oh, there we go, Jess. Oh, Lord. Cue the chemtrail comments. Here we go. Birthdays and events. If you have any birthdays going on, give us a big shout out. Let me know what kind of events are going on. We do have another race coming up here this weekend that I'm going to be posting about here today for the Knoxville Track Club, March 7th. In just 2 days, the Color the View 5K. It's in Kodak, Sevierville, in the Kodak, Sevier County areas from 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you want to get out and run a nice little 5K, I will be posting more on that. And the weather should be fine because I do think that the storms will arrive later in the day. Yours isn't working either. Same there. Well, that's crazy. Mine seems to be working. Maybe close out your phone, close out Facebook, and come back into Facebook and see what it looks like. I don't know. When in doubt, always reset, right? We know that through computers. If your computer's all acting weird, just restart it. It's always the easiest way. It's the ID10T problem. All right, so it's National Slam the Scam Day. Ooh, let's slam the scam. Scam, IRS calling. Yes, slam the scam. Don't you hate scammers? You know what's been happening to me recently is I keep getting a phone call from a roofing company in Denver, Colorado, because I do have a Colorado phone number, and they keep asking if I want my roof replaced at a specific address, 4500 Monaco Way. Well, guess what? Every time they call, can you please take me off this list? Either I get hung up on, or I'm like, hey, listen, this is an apartment complex that we rented when we moved to Denver back in 2014. I don't even own the place, so quit calling me. I want to slam that scam. I don't think it's a scam, but I just think it's like, just quit hounding me. Leave me alone, people. I don't live there. Today is also National Hospitalist Day, first Thursday of March. Big shout out to all the hospital groups here in town. My wife, a nurse, heading to the hospitals this morning for work. Anyways, today is also National Absinthe Day. Anybody here on the platform have had absinthe? I'm going to go maybe Buck has. I'm going to call some people out here. Absinthe, it's, I believe, illegal in the U.S. Let's take a look at that real quick because I believe it's illegal in the U.S. On March 5th is also known as National Absinthe Day. This day is, for those of you that are 21 years or older, often mistaken for a liquor. It is truly a spirit because it isn't sweetened. It belongs in the vodkas, gins, whiskeys when categorized in absinthe. The spirit is made by infusing wormwood, fennel, anise, and other herbs into an alcohol through distillation. I always thought absinthe, maybe I'm thinking of something different. I always thought absinthe was something other than that, but maybe I'm thinking something else. All right, anyways, today's also National Cheese Doodle Day, or the cheese, come on, who does not like cheese balls, the puff cheese things, not Cheez-Its, I don't even know, what are they called? Puff cheese something? They're so good. My oldest son is getting really into reading labels, and so he looks at this stuff and goes, "Ooh, that's got yellow number 5 and orange red and blue number 54 and whatever those things are. This got a bunch of not good stuff for you in it." And I go, "Right. So we've been trying to get you guys not to eat this kind of stuff for a few years, but kids will be kids, I guess. They'll learn eventually." It's National Multiple Personality Day. Stop it. Oh, sorry. I got jokes all day long. Dad jokes. All right, 1990. Let's talk about a little weather history over the years. 1990, thunderstorms over eastern Colorado, developing ahead of a major storm system, produced up to 3 inches of small hail around Colorado Springs. I was not in Colorado Springs at that point of the game. In 1989, thunderstorms produced severe weather in the southeastern U.S. A strong EF2 tornado killed 1 person and injured 6 others in Heard County, Georgia. In 1988, while snow blanketed eastern Kansas and northern Oklahoma, 8 cities in North Dakota reported record high temperatures. Kind of like what's going on right now. Colder out west, warmer out east. In 1988, while we just talked about that, in 1987, a storm in the western U.S. produced heavy rain and high winds in California, up to 6 inches of rain and 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts. In 1962, a tremendous storm raged along the Atlantic coastline. The Great Atlantic Storm caused more than $200 million in property damage from Florida to New England. And in 1960, in eastern Massachusetts, greatest March snowstorm of record began to abate. The storm produced a record 24-hour snowfall totals of 27.2 inches at Blue Hill Observatory, over 17 and a half inches. And somebody say that name. It's called Worcester, Worcester, Massachusetts, home of, I think it's Worcester, home to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Is that in Worcester? I've been to the Basketball Hall of Fame, the Men's Basketball Hall of Fame. I think it is. I want to say it's Worcester. But anyways, my grandparents lived in Worcester for a long time. In 16 and a half inches, over 16 and a half in Boston. All right, and today's daily quote is, "We stand on the edge of a new frontier." John F. Kennedy. In 1998, NASA announced that an orbiting craft had found enough water on the moon to support human colony and rocket fueling station. In 1985, Mike Bossy of the New York Islanders became the first National Hockey League player to score 50 goals in 8 consecutive seasons. In 1960, Elvis Presley was honorably discharged from the Army. In 1933, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt ordered a 4-day bank holiday in order to stop large amounts of money from being withdrawn from banks. In 1918, the Soviets moved the capital of Russia from Petrograd, I think it is, to Moscow. In 1872, George Westinghouse patented the air brake. Okay. And in 1750, King Richard III was performed in New York City. It was the first Shakespeare play to be presented in America. Do you ever take all this information, go to work and be like, start talking about water cooler talk? We'll take it back outside here. Looks like I'm doing something, and I am. All right, we'll take it back outside. Show you what it looks like from Fort Loudon Dam here this morning. I think I need to restart my computer. Things are running a little slow. Come on. There it is. There it is. There you go, Becky. Purchase food around the perimeter of the grocery store. Stay away from the aisles. That is true. That says thanks to all the hospital workers. If we have any on here, thanks, guys. I appreciate you. We all appreciate the hard work that you all do. Let's see. Alexis said it's legal now, but under strict regulations, aka not the same. I did not hear about that. Did you hear about the Kentucky people getting a tornado warning? Take cover immediately at 10:07 yesterday. It was just a drill, but somebody hit the actual alarm and not the drill. We had our kids in their safe space at the school, even though I looked outside and knew there was absolutely no way. There were 0 clouds in place. You can get absinthe, but I don't think it's like it used to be. Okay, so it is what I was thinking of, right? Where can we find absinthe to celebrate? Maybe Total Wine. I don't know. They seem to have like a good selection of stuff. Went out, came back in. Hi, everyone. Oh, is it working now, Becky? Is it working now? Hopefully it's working now. Woohoo! Go Isles. Yeah, Springfield, Massachusetts. You're right. Thanks, Wade. I appreciate you. Is for the Basketball Hall of Fame. I've been there. That's also so Worcester, Springfield, Massachusetts is where we used to go back growing up, along with other portions of Maine. It still makes you feel weird, huh? Well, that's what they say it's supposed to do, I suppose. Anyways. Let's check in on. Everything's running a little slow this morning, but I didn't have any new Witcher's pictures, but I did have a Witcher's pictures for you here this morning. You ready for this one? You know what today is, right? Today's Thursday, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a throwback back in the day. You ready for this? I feel like I should be like Ed Rupp. Wait for it. Wait for it. Bam! There's Little Witcher back in the day. I thought I'd do a little throwback for it's for Throwback Thursday. Throw a little bit of an old school photo of me out there. Boy, I tell you what, that is old school for sure. Yeah, we can just leave those comments right there. You don't need to comment on that. I was trying to grow hockey hair. And everybody, all my friends, I went to, well, for lack of better words, the Farragut High School in Denver, Colorado, and grew up in a little bit of a wealthier place, I suppose. Middle class, but whatever. The school district was known as that. And so everybody wore collared shirts and polos and stuff like that. So, Edwin, I don't know if that's a great picture, but I appreciate you, my friend. There's old Mike. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Listen, not a mullet. It's called hockey hair back in the day, Jess. That's what we called it. What's up, Pam? How are you? You see all the freckles? The funny thing is all my kids have freckles too, but all my kids. I have so many kids. My kids have freckles too. I used to have a ton of freckles right here. And I don't know. Did you just grow out of them? I don't know. And I'll give you one more throw. Let's see. We'll do one more throwback. Well, here's a cute one. We'll just do that one. That's my wife and I. Those were our engagement photos on Market Square. I'm trying to dip her in the water there, the fountains. Here's another throwback. Again, engagement photos back in the day. 2004? No, 2007. That would have been in 2007-ish, 2008. We got married in 2008, but there's a little throwback for you here this morning. All right. I'd love for you to share your throwbacks. We'll throw some throwbacks on social media, and then you can throw your throwbacks right back at me. How about that? Anybody game? Anybody want to play the game? Tomorrow's Friday. It's got a nice little ring to it, doesn't it? Friday. We're going to be pushing close to 80 today. Should be in the low 80s tomorrow. Upper 70s to low 80s on Saturday. Showers and thunderstorms Saturday night. Can't rule out a few thunderstorms on Friday, tomorrow. And then some wet conditions to start our Sunday, but should be improving. The wind will back off. And then more storms expected next week. Here we go, my friends. Don't forget to download the East Tennessee Weather app. It's 100% free. Go to your app store and search East Tennessee Weather. Allow notifications and location services. The app will work anywhere in the country to keep you up to date on any sort of inclement weather. So it's a great tool there. And don't forget, if you have a smart TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and I believe Samsung may be coming to the market here very soon along with Apple TV. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep you posted on that. So you can put East Tennessee Weather up on the big screen, which is going to be so much more valuable during severe weather events. Or if you're still at home right now, you can put me up and run around, get coffee and get breakfast, and you don't have to run around with your cell phone like this. Right? Is that what you do? That's what I do. I'm blind. Anyways, my friends, I sure hope you have a great day. Be safe, be kind to each other. Life is short. And I will see you tomorrow morning. If you gave it to me. This army of sinners forgot to fight for a cause, while the visionaries run a race that's already lost.
like it should. So your colors, they start, and it's stripping you